Good morning, everyone. Figured I'd just jump on real quick. So, boy, am I disappointed. I have very low expectations for this movie going in. I mean, really low. The trailer showed like they were going to be talking about the political situation in Italy around this time, but this movie just seems so disjointed. Like, like I didn't care whatsoever about these outside characters, and it seemed like a movie that was about fascism versus socialism, where they're giving socialist propaganda and they sprinkle a little bit of Padre Pio into the mix. It was such a strange movie. I started watching it last night and then fell asleep because it was so boring. It's like you could have taken all of the Pio scenes, which out of an hour and 45 minutes, you get maybe 20 minutes of Pio. They don't fit with the outside story going on. I don't even understand why the movie's called Padre Pio. Everyone has seen the clip of Pio cursing that made it to online. There's also where they're trying to show how Pio is being tempted. They show a scene of the Virgin Mary nude and acting erotic. Like I don't understand what the point of this movie was or the point in calling it Padre Pio. It's a strange thing because God can write straight with crooked lines, right? So you see that Shia LaBeouf had his conversion through just studying Pio. And I do think God may use this movie to bring some people to him just to maybe research Pio. And I think most of the time when people do research Pio, it's a pretty flooring experience and you wind up being affected by it. But the way this movie was, I mean, I'll say there's a couple of good parts about it where they do show scenes with Pio. Shia LaBeouf did a good job of portraying how Pio is really affected by the suffering. And this is a spoiler alert. They don't show him getting the stigmata until the very end of the movie. It's like the last scene in the movie where they show just an image of him praying and Christ puts his arm around Pio with his wound. And then when Pio goes to touch his hand, you see Pio has the stigmata as well. It's yeah, so Nick is saying this isn't no Miracle Man. So that's the other thing. There is an amazing movie about Padre Pio called Padre Pio Miracle Man, where I think it's Sergio Castellano, maybe. I may have that last name wrong. But if you watch that movie in contrast to this, that entire movie is about Padre Pio. This movie is socialist propaganda that I think the director wanted to try to get Catholics to be softened to the idea of socialism. It's like they portray I mean, fascism and socialism are both disgusting, but they portray fascism almost like American capitalism. And they portray socialism as these caring people who just want to show their love for the poor. And they even show the socialists quoting Jesus. It's such a disjointed movie. It made no sense. I went in with extremely low expectations, but was just hoping that they would show Pio in a good light, which there are a few scenes that they do, but there's no connection between the outside story and Pio. It made zero sense. You have no care whatsoever for the story outside of Pio. Like you're watching this movie and you just don't care about these characters. The acting is subpar. It's like mediocre at best. It was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I want my $4 back for the rental fee, and I want my 2 hours of time back that I spent watching it. So I can't even, I don't even know if you could give it a star out of 4 or 5, however the star system works. Like it was just a complete waste of time. And I know a lot of Catholics, like I saw a few people reviewing it beforehand, just like in writing saying, oh, movie stump, but I still wanted to see it and judge it for myself. I think you could edit this hour and 50 minutes of film down to 15 minutes of things that you want to see. And the rest of it is just a total disaster. So I'm going to give it 2 big thumbs down. I'm going to tell people don't waste your $4 renting it. Don't waste any money buying it. Even if it's for free, I don't think you'll want to waste your time watching it. It was just a very big letdown. Now, I think in time, Shia LaBeouf, he's going through RCIA right now. and he clearly had this clearly had a major impact on his faith. But I think going forward, he may look back on this and see it as something that maybe that I guess God brought him to the faith through it. So God uses some things in our lives that will shock you, but I think it's something that he won't be proud of in his work. The one scene with the Virgin Mary is very unsettling, very unsettling. So I would say definitely do not let your children watch this movie. It is not by any means a family friendly movie. And if you do decide you're going to see it, like I said, you'll get about out of the 20 minutes that Shia is on screen, 15 of them are very good. And then there's 5 minutes of it where I would just totally not even want to watch it all. So making this a short review, I just wanted to make sure everybody that was looking to watch the movie gave it a second thought, because it is a train wreck. The entire movie is a train wreck. I don't think it's not entertaining in any way whatsoever. I thank God that he converted Shia through playing Pio. But I will say, if you're going to watch a Pio movie, go and watch Padre Pio, Miracle Man. It's a movie from the year 2000. There's a version of it on the Formed app, but it's dubbed in English, and you can't watch that movie dubbed in English. It distracts away from the acting so much so that it ruins the movie. But if you can find the actual version where it's in Italian with English subtitles, that movie will move you in a way where it will cause you to have a devotion to Padre Pio if you don't already have one. You will fall in love with him, and you will see how much he was affected by the sufferings of Christ and offered himself as a sacrificial soul for sinners. So keeping this one short, guys, I just wanted to make sure I popped in and let everybody know. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, it's just also, I'm going to be giving a talk at the Canceled Priest Conference, if anybody didn't know that. I'm very nervous about it. I've never done public speaking before. So if anybody wants to get tickets to that, I think there's only a few days left to get those tickets. So if you want to see a dumb New Yorker make a fool of himself in front of a few hundred people, might be worth going and checking out. But all right, we will see you guys on Tuesday. And I think it's just Rob and I going on, just the two of us. Please hit like, subscribe. And we did have a fun locals only show last Friday, where if you're not on our locals, that show is very interesting. So this is my first solo show since Rob joined the channel. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Adios.